Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our Quick Publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC on a Monday on which we are expecting an official announcement from Liverpool regarding Darwin Nunez. Benfica have announced that the deal is done from their side. 75 million euro works out to about 64 million pounds, 25 million in add-ons. From our point of view, it's around 85 million pounds. And obviously this has whipped social media into a frenzy because we're all very excited. And rival fans want to have a chuckle and a laugh because, Liverpool are spending money, they're hypocrites. Well, let's be clear about how this money has come about. We will sell Sadio Mane this summer for in and around 40 million pounds. We will sell Taki Minamino this summer for in and around 17 million pounds. Nico Williams will leave, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain will almost certainly leave, and Nat Phillips will leave. Those three combined probably bring in another 30, 35 million. So you're talking about somewhere in the region of 87 to 92 million pounds coming into the club, plus the money from the Marco Grujic and Harry Wilson deals from last summer, which were loans with obligations to buy. That's another 25 million pounds. So now you're well over 100 million pounds. So even after Darwin, inclusive of the add-ons, plus Carvalho, plus Calvin Ramsey, we're still well in the profit. Now, the other thing to factor here as well is that we're not paying 64 million pounds for Darwin Nunez right now. We're paying 20 million for him this summer. That's how transfers work unless you're paying a buyout clause. You don't pay the whole thing in one go, you pay it in installments. That's what Benfica will want because it helps them with their FFP or the new sustainability rules as they are. That's what we want because it lowers the initial outgoing price. Compare and contrast that to Erling Haaland to Manchester City, who City have announced this morning and already nobody cares because they're Manchester City and they're small and they're irrelevant. Haaland is basically the Robbie Keane of Norway, announcing that he is a fan of Man City, has always been a fan of Man City, despite having previously said he was a Leeds fan, despite having gushed like a little schoolgirl about Jurgen Klopp and the possibility to play Liverpool at Anfield. He wants us all to believe now that he's a Manchester City fan because his dad put him in a Man City jersey a few years ago. City are paying 65 million up front for him. Ignore the 51 million fee. That fee is a figment of the imagination of Fabrizio Romano. But City are paying all of that in one lump sum. They're also paying some add-ons. That was the price they agreed to get him early, was that they would pay some additional add-ons on top of the buyout. Then they're paying over 30 million to Mino Raiola's agency. We're paying less than 10 million to George Mendes. They're paying 20 million to Haaland's dad. Darwin Nunez's dad is not getting any money from this deal. They're paying 20 million to Erling Haaland himself. If Darwin is getting a signing on bonus, which he probably will, it's probably in the region of 8 to 9 million. So again, substantially less. They're paying Erling Haaland somewhere between 400 and 500 a week that's 20 to 25 million a year. We'll be paying Darwin somewhere between 160 and 180 grand a week. That's 8 to 9 million. So factor all those things in. What we're paying for Darwin, all told, is about 150 million. What they're paying Haaland in wages alone is 100 to 125 million. Add in the signing bonus, the bonus to his dad, the agent fees, and they're already well above all the costs related to Darwin Nunez. That doesn't include all the underhanded stuff that they'll be doing, such as appointing him as director of some company in Abu Dhabi and paying him an extra 10 million a year for that nonsense as well, because we know this is what they do. We've seen it many times, and there is evidence that they've done it in the past for both players and managers. All told, City are paying an awful lot more for Erling Haaland than we're paying for Darwin Nunez. And you can say, oh, but Haaland's more proven. Haaland's a better player. Is he a better player? Is he a better all-round player? He might be a better goal scorer. Even that's questionable because Darwin scored at a better rate last season than Haaland did. Oh, but he's done it in the Bundesliga. Is the Bundesliga that much better than the Portuguese league at this point? I'm really not sure it is. And before that, Haaland was in Austria. The Spanish second division is better than the Austrian Premiership, the Austrian Bundesliga. So Darwin was at a higher level then. They've done it at about the same level. They really have. You might give a slight edge to the Bundesliga over the Portuguese league, but it's not as big as people will have you believe. And we've seen players come from Portugal, settle in really quickly, and do very, very well in the Premier League. Ruben Diaz, Luis Diaz, Bruno Fernandes, just to name three in the last couple of years. Name me three players that came from the Bundesliga and carried on at the same high level they'd shown previously. Sancho came over, struggled. Werner struggled. Havertz struggled. Ibu might be the only one. And Ibu wasn't an every game player for us for 6 months. He was very much brought along quite slowly. So I don't understand this idea that City have bought some tried and tested, proven player who's going to come in and dominate the league. Now, look, he's going to score goals because he's a freak of nature. But I don't see any reason Darwin can't hit the ground running and score a ton of goals. And I also think it's an easier adaptation for him coming into this Liverpool team than it is for Darwin going into that City team. City are going to have to change how they play. We don't. Darwin fits into how we play. There are plenty of things to read about on This Is Anfield. There is a piece on Nat Phillips, a piece on Ibu Kanate. There are 6 questions Liverpool fans are asking. There is a piece on Darwin. Of course, there's actually multiple pieces on Darwin to sink your teeth into. On Liverpool.com, Liverpool are not taking a major transfer risk with Darwin Nunez, and 131 million 3-0 can reassure FSG. Liverpool have looming 16-game reckoning with Manchester City, which proves perfect FSG transfer timing. Mohamed Salah is now the odd one out as Darwin Nunez transfer continues growing Liverpool trend. Salah is now the only, well, once Mane goes, Salah will be the only one of the attacking group who doesn't speak Portuguese or Spanish. Liverpool can delay Darwin Nunez plan B for 12 months and use Ibrahima Konate transfer advantage. This is about Christopher Nkunku. Liverpool on the verge of 17 million transfer mistake as Mohamed Salah proves FSG must set bar higher. This is about Taki. It's not a mistake. He's a good player. He's not good enough to start for Liverpool. He should go elsewhere and have a really good career because he is a good player. Darwin Nunez has already played against Erling Haaland. Liverpool could have Man City edge. Liverpool may have new Fernando Torres. There is quite a few similarities between the two. On AnfieldIndex.com, lots of new podcasts. Molby on the spot. There is a Scouted without me. This type of piracy will not be accepted. There's a couple of Pro Pluses. Guy and Dave Davis had a chat about Darwin, about Sadio, and a few other situations around the game. And Gags was joined by Alvaro from Uruguay Football England to discuss Darwin Nunez to Liverpool. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have even more. There should be a few bits today. There's lots and lots to be excited about. What a good time to be a Red. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.